I-95.5 FM. I-95.5 FM. The number one radio station for news, sports, and talk. I-95.5 FM, Trinidad and Tobago. The most influential name in radio.
This is I-95.5's Who the Cap Fits.
Who the cap fit? Let them wear it.
Change hurts. It makes people insecure, confused, and angry. People want things to be the same as they have always been. But if you are a leader, you can't let your people hang on to the past. Richard Marchenko.
Who the cap fit? Let them wear it.
Hello, world. Hello, world. This is www.i955fm.com, Trinidad.
This Sunday on episode 25 of Eye on Dependency from 10:15 a.m.
Join Garth and Natasha for a special Father's Day Simulcast with Rise Maximum Radio. RMR Radio for Change. You'll hear greetings from men on the inside to their families. And if you have a loved one behind bars, call or text to send your greetings. After the greetings, stay tuned for a virtual tour of Rise Maximum Prison Radio. Plus, we have a message from Phil McGuire from National Prison Radio in the UK.
I'm hoping and I'm praying that Rise Maximum Radio is rising like a phoenix from the flames, and it's doing all the good it can do to support people in prison through their sentences, to give them the support and the information that they need to turn their backs on crime for good.
You don't want to miss Eye on Dependency this Sunday at a special start time, 10:15 a.m. Listen live on I-95.5 FM and watch live on the Eye on Dependency Facebook page or YouTube channel. Eye on Dependency. We don't just share stories. We change lives.
This is Eye on Dependency with Garth and Natasha. Sundays at 6:15 p.m. on the most influential name in radio, I-95.5 FM.
Back when I was a child, before life removed all the innocence, my father will lift me high and dance with my mother and me, and then spin me around till I fell asleep. Then up the stairs he would carry me, and I knew for sure I was loved. If I could give another chance, another walk, another dance with him, I'll play a song that will never ever end, 'cause I love to dance with my father again.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Father's Day to you.
Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Happy Father's Day to you as well from our Dependency family here. And Kerr is here with us. Shortman is on the other end. And you, our listeners and viewers on Facebook and YouTube, thank you very much for joining us. We're in for a nice little treat this morning.
Yes.
We are going to be hooking up with Rise Maximum Prison Radio. For those of you who never knew, well, you know now we have a radio station at the maximum security prison called Rise Maximum Radio. Rise Rehabilitation of Inmates Seeking Empowerment. That was coined by former prison officer Gordon Husbands, who was in charge of the Penal Reform and Transformation Group unit at that time. And so that's what the acronym is for Inmates Seeking Empowerment, Rise Maximum Radio. And we'll give you a little more history on that before we close off. But today the plan is to have greetings shared from Carrera Convict Prison, Golden Grove Prison, Maximum Security Prison,
Port of Spain Prison, Remand Prison, Women's Prison, and the Youth Training and Rehabilitation Center.
And then we will have greetings from Prison Radio International, some folk from Prison Radio International, the man who who presented Rise Maximum Radio, the benefits of prison radio to Trinidad and Tobago back then, Sir Phil Maguire. He's now the Order of the British Empire for his work in this field. And you'll hear from him also National Prison Radio. You'll hear from Vatika Nanda, Tinka India. That's the name of the
organization. Is called Tinka, yes.
Right. So, and they run a prison radio station out there in India. And then we have...
And also Eli Wade-Shafter from Uncuffed, which is a radio program, training program for prisoners in California and the USA. So we'll have greetings from him as well. Right. But before we get into that, our special Father's Day programming, we do have a video to share with you in commemoration of Labor Day, which was yesterday. Happy Labor Day to all workers. The Ministry of Labor, along with other agencies of the government of Trinidad and Tobago, has pledged to end child labor. And we have a short video to showing made by all of these organizations to end child labor as we commemorate the International Year to Eliminate Child Labor.
Right, it's just about 3 minutes, 30 seconds long, but it touches the nerve. So we start with that, we'll take a break, and when we return, we hook up on a video call with Rise Maximum Radio. So stay right there, you're in for a treat, and of course, those of you on the outside who are fathers in prison, it's not something that we really happy about, but it's still your father. You can send greetings to them when you get that chance. So let's go to that video from the Ministry of Labor and Counter Trafficking Unit, and in conjunction with another agencies. Let's go to that now.
I pledge to accelerate action in leading the team of government and non-government partners towards the elimination of child labor in Trinidad and Tobago.
The International Labour Organization, Decent Work Team and Office for the Caribbean, reaffirms its commitment to continue to support Trinidad and Tobago to end child labor.
We, the Labour Inspectors, pledge to protect all children from child labor by ensuring that no child under 16 years is employed.
The Division of Community Development, Enterprise Development and Labor pledges to bring an end to child labor in Tobago by ensuring that the educational and fundamental rights of children in communities are protected.
Children are a heritage. The Counter Trafficking Unit pledges to preserve our heritage and fight against the worst forms of child labor, including the trafficking of children.
The Office of the Prime Minister, Gender and Child Affairs pledges to end child labor through the development of policies, programs, and initiatives geared to protect our nation's children and enhance their well-being.
Childline pledges to protect children from child labor. We offer counseling and workshop services to children and families. We have a 24-hour helpline and assurance app where reports of child labor can be made.
The Ministry of Social Development and Family Services pledges to end child labor in Trinidad and Tobago by providing social assistance and psychosocial support to vulnerable families.
The Ministry of Education pledges to end child labor by ensuring that all children of Trinidad and Tobago have access to their right to an inclusive, equitable, and quality education.
The Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago pledges to end child labor by sensitizing parents and the national community about the rights of children, which include the right to an education, protection from child labor, and the right to an opinion.
OSHA pledges to protect children and young adults from hazardous child labor, thereby ensuring their safety and health and TNT's future.
I pledge to bring an end
to child labor
in Trinidad and Tobago.
I, Minister of Labor, join this chorus and champion this pledge to bring an end to child labor in Trinidad and Tobago.
This is reality radio at its best. I on Dependency on I-95.5 FM.
Stay at home. Stay away from people. You have been warned.
This is a public service announcement for the Vision for Wings Foundation and the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service Inmates Debate Team.
Coronavirus, the world's worst disease. Hide in your homes, people, please. A disease taking many lives and spreading a lot of negative vibes. Symptoms like fever, making us weak. Nurses and doctors help we seek. It started in China, now the world is sick. Let us unite and find a cure quick. You will get fever, as I'm told, with a headache and cold. After that comes a cough. To get rid of it is really tough. I wear a mask but get problems of respiration. Now we all need social segregation. Muscle pain will come too. Let us immunize, both me and you. They said sneeze and cough in tissue. Let's take steps to tackle this issue. Wash your hands with soap and water. Don't forget to sanitize after. Please avoid going crowded places. I beg you, don't be one of those 1,000 cases.
Parents, employers, the COVID-19 virus may have brought financial and emotional stress. Coping with these stresses can lead to making unlawful decisions, like taking a child out of school to work in order to help the family survive. It is illegal for children below age 16 to be employed in Trinidad and Tobago. Replacing a child's education with work is child labor, which is a serious offense and attracts a penalty of up to $25,000 and 6 months in prison. Do the right thing. Do not make our children victims of child labor. Visit TT Connect at www.ttconnect.gov.tt for psychological and financial support services. If you spot child labor, report it to the Labor Inspectorate Unit at 299-0300. Option 3. Childline at 131 or the Children's Authority at 996. Commemorating the International Year for the Elimination of Child Labor. A message from the Ministry of Labor.
Go, sona. I come in and don't give me no attitude there.
You have Shiana manners, boy. I wish I had your touch, boy.
You have to groom them. First, you have to target them. Scope them out. See if they have low self-esteem, family problems, you know? Then you move in and gain the trust.
I like your glasses.
After that, you feel a need. Some of them like nice things like fancy phones, hairdos, clothes, food. It have ones who only looking for somebody to care and listen to the problems. You feel me? What's important though, you have to isolate them from the people. Let them believe it's all about you and them.
I care about you.
Then you get through.
Nice, nice.
Look one right there. Try thing now.
A message from the counter-trafficking unit of the Ministry of National Security.
My name is Raquel, a trainee inmate at HMP Drake Hall, Staffordshire, England, and you're listening to Iron Dependency with Garth and Natasha. Please, people, don't traffic drugs. The money is all that nice. It's not worth it.
Back when I was a child, before life removed all.
And to the voice of the musical vibration. That's if you're wondering, it's a band in prison. That's at the maximum security prison. I think they're located. And they have another track to play for you again from them, like you. And it's all from the musical vibrations, and it's all about the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service and the population this morning, the male population that is, and they're sending out greetings, and we're hooking up with them live now. And of course, we'll give you a brief glimpse of the studios in a while. We have a flash of what they do. Yes, so you get a little virtual tour of, apart from a brief history of the prison radio station. But it's a state asset that we think we should reintroduce you all to, underutilized as they are, because we think more government ministries should access this service that is provided at the maximum security prison, which is the radio station. So without further ado, let's welcome them to our platform. You, the Dependency family, welcome Rise Maximum Radio. Good morning, guys.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we're hearing you now. Morning.
Hi. Good morning. Good morning, Natasha. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Morning. And you could introduce yourselves to the public.
Sure.
Feel free.
So I am Miss Torres, one of the officers attached to Rise Maximum Radio. And with me I
am Miss Charles, and I am also attached to the Rise Maximum radio station.
Thank you very much for joining us, folks. And before we get into the greetings, we want to thank you all for agreeing to be a part of this broadcast this morning. This is not the first time we hook up with Rise Maximum Radio, so we're happy to have you all back. And
no, it isn't. And
yes.
Sorry to cut you, Garth. I want to firstly, we want to say good morning going out to our commissioner and his executive members. And a happy Father's Day going out to all the fathers who are locked on. And we want to thank you, on Dependency, because, we have had a partnership since the inception of Rise Maximum Radio. And it is good for us to, be back to that place that we once were. So we want to extend our gratitude to the Dependency team for making this happen this morning.
Of course, and you're welcome. And of course, we thank the Ministry of National Security and Counter-Trafficking Unit for making us make this possible. And so let's get started. Natasha,
Sure.
you want to tell Ms. Torres any greetings, or we like to send greetings to the prison officers who are working today, especially. Happy Father's Day to you all. And we know it would have been because of this COVID situation. We know things have been tense inside there. But you all trying to keep it calm and relaxed, and we thank you all for keeping our nation's inmates, calm and at bay, so to speak, and reassured that everybody's working together for the common good, and of course the benefit of Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah.
So if
Thank
you want to
you.
just introduce the greetings that we're gonna play on our end. Maybe talk a little bit about when they were recorded and persons that you spoke to?
Sure. But before we get into that, it is Father's Day, and we are operating under, now Father's Day especially is a very difficult time, especially for the inmates as well as for the families, because that is the time that you would most feel the at times, Christmas, Father's Day, the times that we look forward to bonding with our families. And with the onset of COVID, we are unable to facilitate what would usually be like our children's visits. And because of that, it has cemented the need for us to really utilize this channel in reaching, in bridging that gap as much as possible, as we say, operating under the new normal.
Understood.
Right? So these greetings, we would have visited all of the stations that you would hear from, and it would be quite interesting for listeners to hear the greetings that go out. It's a little different from what you may be accustomed to. And we have the Carrera Convict Prison, Golden Grove Prison, Remand. I think we'll be starting off with Carrera.
Yes.
Right? And most of the guys at Carrera Convict Prison are serving long sentences. So some of them may not have seen their relatives for a number of years. So we would have visited the stations, as I said, and gathered the greetings. This was all done within the last 2 weeks.
Right. So we want to, sorry, go ahead.
No. It was all voluntary.
Right.
Right? Just in case the listeners are wondering, it was all voluntary.
Right.
And I know it came from the heart.
Yes. So, folks, we're going to start off with Carrera Convict Prison first and hear the greetings coming from there. I want the youngsters and parents who are listening today, especially to listen to what is not being said here today. That's all I'm going to tell you all. Listen to what is not being said, but listen to the greetings as they send greetings to their children on the outside, or who are fathers on the outside sending greetings to them. So let's start with Carrera Convict Prison and the greetings that they have for you. Remember, you can join us live on our Independency's Facebook page or YouTube channel, or send your greetings there if you could. And when we open the lines, you can call in too as well and send greetings if you know you have someone in prison. So let's go with that now. Carrera Convict Prison and the greetings from them.
My name is Amir Maula. The advice I will give them, I will tell them, don't ever break the commandments of God and go contrary to the teaching of the Bible, because I did that. Although I couldn't read, I did that. I never knew about it, but I know it now. I say, by doing that, it is one big mistake I did. And it cost me 30 years and other in jail. And when you're in jail, you departed from your family, your loved ones, your wife or children, or whoever it is. And I would like nobody to come in prison. Although I say prison is a university for me. But remember, you away from your loved ones and your close ones, You cannot go here, you cannot go there. Now, whatever they prepare for you to eat, if you don't want it, you leave it there. You cannot, like your home, you'll go and cook something else or buy something else. You have to abide with whatever they give you, whatever they share to you. And that is the thing. And the next thing is that when I come in prison, I have to line up for diet. You have to line in a line for your meal there. And I do that for more than 30 years. That's a very hard thing. Nalisha and Shamila and my 3 grandchildren, I greet you all in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I'd like you all to pray and obey the rules that it says to put on your mask, wash your hands, and keep distance from people. Right? And I love you all. keep strong. Thank you.
My name is Leslie Huggins. I have grandchildren now, a daughter, and they're under pressure by certain things like the father not living up to. But I being here now make me understand that I need to tighten up on things, and it helped me to realize that I need to be more of what I wasn't outside. Like taking care of the kids and thing. And like if I'm outside now, I will have a ball of a time, but observing all the protocol with health and whatnot. Well, I continue to guide them. Like we also do exhibition here, so I send out funds for them to get school, to proper school, and help them with schooling also, because I know education is the key, and I don't want them to go astray, to end up in the wrong hands. So I try to guide them to go forward the right way, doing the right thing, following the rules, the laws, and educating themselves properly, things like that. Well, I send out greetings to Shavana and my daughter Shavana and my two grandchildren. Have a blessed and wonderful Father's Day, and observe the protocol and the health guidance, and be safe. I love you all. Take care, and we'll meet soon. Well, that feeling going to be so awesome, like magic. Yeah, I doubt I might be able to explain it, but it will be so great because my grandchildren born when I was incarcerated. So my daughter, she came visiting me all the time in prison while she was young. So that will be so amazing.
My name is Morgan Edmond, but I would love to be with my loved ones before I get caught up in this situation. But I'm caught up in this situation, but my presence is still with them. And I pray that God bless them and guide and protect them safe each and every day. As I live on this face of the earth, my heart is with them right through until the Lord has called me home. In Jesus' almighty name. Here is a university. I just speak to the children here, I just speak to the brothers, they discuss me, they tell me all sorts of things. I keep on speaking to them because that's my function as an elder, to give them advice. Whether you take it or not take it, when the time is right, you will see why you didn't take it or why you take it and where you reach. Because it's important to each and every one of us. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers of this nation of Trinidad and Tobago, and my loving sons, and brother-in-laws, brother-in-laws, sister-in-laws, uncle, aunt, every children. Have the little Mother's Day to the public as well. Happy Mother's Day. Oh, to my blessed spiritual mother, Miss Barbara Burke. Blessed Mother's Day to you, Mom. I hope I'll be able to see you one day and be happy with you all back in the church as before. And the prison system is reached out to me as well because I have no problem with them. Special Father's Day to my son Randy, my next son Sheldon, and my next son David. My brother, Norbert Paul, the only brother I have alive today.
My name is Victor Morris. I've been incarcerated, affecting my family life very bad. Well, as a father, I will try and, tell them the right things that they will pass it on to, teach them the good things that they, the spiritual things too, that they may pass it on to their children and grandchildren. Well, incarceration, it taught me a lot, to have patience, to look at things a little differently now, and also give me a time to, follow up my Bible studies a lot. It make me, it open my mind to a lot of things here. As a father, son and father, greetings to my daughter, Giselle, Torel, Warren, Dion, Saida, Kyle, also my wife, Maxine.
All right, there you have it, folks. Greetings from Carrera Convict Prison. Sending out happy Father's Day greetings to you all and their families. If you're just joining us, you're listening to Dependency, and we hooked up with Rise Maximum Prison Radio, and we are playing greetings from the inmates stationed at different stations out in our penal institutions. Guys, you want to introduce the next Next one, who we gonna hear from?
So up next, we have greetings from the Golden Grove Prison.
All right. So let's hear greetings from the Golden Grove Prison.
My name is Shafi Williams. Well, my relationship with my father before was very good, normal. Nothing wrong doing, but it's just I used to get a little small trouble, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, but the same relationship you have right now, you're all there for me. But you're trying to make sure it's on with further. And like that person is trying not to get yourself in trouble and trying to live honest with other parents and be trying to be something good out here or something like that. Let's say happy Father's Day to my father. I hope you spend a day good. You see me in a couple of weeks and just have a little patience.
My name is Rajesh Shamnayan. Really, on Chile since I lock up. Really, I have no problems, you know. I deal with them Chile welfare, you know. Come a little call and thing now and then. I have no problem. For the past time I here, I never had no problem. So I don't think it should be a problem when I go there. I know my child love my 3 girls trying to have 2 boys at the end of the day. Yeah, well, since I hear right, really actually, I have a lot. I have learned a lot. So I have a lot to teach family. Happy Father's Day to my 5 children. Want to know I love them very much. And there's nothing in the world I wouldn't do for them now. Simple as that.
My name is Rajesh Balgobin. Father's Day mean to me is a special day a man should celebrate of himself. Exactly. I would like to say that he tried his best, although he was on drugs, he tried his best to provide and do good for his family. Well, the advice I would like to give to young men out there also in prison is to be mindful that a child is not just a child, it is a responsibility, and how you grow this child is the outcome you would see. If you train this child to do wrong, you would see the outcome is wrong. If you train this child to do right things, you will see the outcome will be right. Well, I'd like to say a happy Father's Day to all the officers in the school department. Also, I'd like to say happy Father's Day to Father Robert Christo, who is a priest in the penal parish department. Thank you very much.
My name is Shamid Bash. Well, incarceration taught me many things that I had to get back myself into in order. Teach me plenty things. Father's Day mean to me a lot. Meaning Father's Day is a day where you get the joy and the happiness of knowing, well, boy, I father these children, and when you look at the children, you see what they bring forth, the seeds that they bring forth. It will mean a lot to me, and boy, to be honest, it will be the most wonderful time in my life, yes. Being away for them for the past 18 years, that will be the most wonderful time of my life. Yes, I would like to send a Father's Day greeting to my big brother Shazad Bash, my uncle Salim Bash. I'll also like to send Father's Day greeting to PO1 officer Hussein from the program department. Also PO2 Mr. CPO at the program department. Assistant Commissioner Prison Mr. Fabian Alexander, and Senior Superintendent Mr. Prince.
Thank you for staying with us. Those you just heard from prisoners at Golden Grove, and I want the Golden Grove Prison, and before that from Carrera. So the ladies up at RMR, you introduced the final set of greetings for this block and then take us to the break after.
Sure. So up next, we have Father's Day greetings from the inmates at Maximum Security Prison.
All right, so let's go to that.
My name is Balba Bendunan. Your Father's Day, well, you give your Father's Day a gift for what you have done since you were small. If I will spend time with my father, I will enjoy myself with my dad. When I was small, my father used to tell me, when we go down in work, he used to tell me how to set block and do work and thing. So that day, from that day, I'm learning. So that is the remembrance I get from him. And I'll say Happy Father's Day to him. Happy Father's Day to my dad, which I do not in Guyana.
My name is Eric Benjamin, and I'm a father of one. Well, family means to me someone who could stand responsibility. Someone who could stand responsibility for their family. Because when you're having children, before you're having children, you have to prepare things for them. Because if you haven't prepared nothing for your children before they're born, and they come into this earth, you will see pressure to maintain them. So first of all, you have to get a job first. You understand? Before you look for a family. You look for a family and then look for a job after. Because that will end up in problem. So family means to me is to take care of my children and tell them to do the right things. Because I don't want them to end up the spot I end up here today. Because my father used to tell me how he want me to grow up. You understand? You want me to be a good boy, go to school and come out with education and don't follow bad company. But you make a child, but you don't really make his mind. But when he was telling me, I know it was the right things he was telling me. But I keep on following bad company. And by following bad company, I end up in prison. Since I'm in prison here, I ain't get to talk to my son because since I'm the mother finished, well, when I go to prison, right, I will call the mother and talk to she and tell she that is my son and I really love my son. I've been away 4 years in prison from my son and I really come outside because without a father around, my son won't grow up the right way I want him to grow up. You understand? He need my help. He need a father help. Well, happy Father's Day to my father outside. His name is Fred Benjamin. Although you didn't take care of me when I was small, but you're still my father and I still love you. Wherever you are, I want you to listen to me now. Listen to what I'm saying again. You never mind me since I was small. My mother goes through all the pain to bring me on this earth, to bring me up as a big man today. But I still love you because you know why? You are my father and I will always love you. Okay? Thank you.
Pleasant good afternoon. I am Kimraj Sahadeo. Father to me is the most important pillar in the institution that we came from. Without a father, we can't have discipline. Without a father, we can't have life because they are the sole breadwinners most of the times in families. Sometimes, as we go along in life, we realize that our fathers may not be there for us how we want them to be, but they are always trying in these challenging times, especially to give us the best that we can be. And we thank you very much for giving us that support and that love that you shared with us to have us grown as adults now, today. The advice I will give to the incarcerated fathers is that once you have life, you have hope. Challenges arise every single day within the walls of this environment, and it may seem as though the days are just going on and nothing is happening. But my advice to you is to don't count the days, but make the days count. Don't allow the environment to allow you to be institutionalized in this place. You have your children who are there rooting for you, and believe me, you are their hero and will always be their hero. So you have that standard to maintain to ensure that you set an example for your children. One of the advice my dad gave me, don't ever smoke. And that is what he said to me. And he also said, whatever you want in life, work hard for it. And you will eventually get it. Hard work pays off. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but it will eventually pay off. So persevere in whatever you want to do in life, and you will get there eventually. At this point, I will say happy Father's Day to my father. He will be 75 and not out, and doing well. Keen farmer, gardener, working hard. And just goes to show that when you work hard in your young days, you will live a healthy, long life. Also, I want to say happy Father's Day to my 3 loving children. I know it has been 9 Father's Day. I've been away, but hopefully this will be the last Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, and next year I'll be there with you all.
My name is Kion Fernando. Family means a lot to me because I'm a dad. Well, now that I'm locked up, it's very hard, to be there for them and thing, to provide for them and thing, and see about them and thing, And it has hurt me a lot, but the things we do in life, consequences. So we had to try to change the things we do in life and try to go back out there with a different kind of mental towards them, to provide for them, Yeah, well, he always used to say, one of these days you will end up in prison. The things you do, you have to stop doing it, And he always used to correct me if I do something wrong, tell me to make sure I do the right thing, Correct, man. Tell me, well, that way doing it, son, you can't do that because that is not wrong. That is wrong, So it used to correct me a lot. Well, I wish everybody in Trinidad and Tobago happy Father's Day, and all the fathers that doing the duties to the family out there, wish them the best, continue doing the right thing, and all the fathers that falling short of the glory and doing wrong things, still happy Father's Day to them, and try to do better because they could do better. And I wish them more Father's Day to come.
Well, my name is Oren Lewis. Father's Day really and truly means a lot to me by sharing, loving, caring, understanding, appreciation, acceptance as well too. So my piece of advice is try your utmost best to be a part of your children's life or your child's life, the case may be, because time as goes by, time is precious, and you can never ever gain back a time you have missed within your children or child's life, whatever the case may be, if you have any. But really and truly, I came in prison 7 days after my child born, my little daughter was born. So I really wasn't actually a part of her life. I actually experienced being amongst her, or I can't say support her, because while I was in jail, while being in jail, I supported her. Still, as that, she reached a big age of supporting herself as well too. So I will say, well, really and truly, it's a very grateful thing to be out of my daughter's life. And while I'm speaking about it, I really doesn't like to speak about it, because I try my best not to, because it's touched me emotionally. So I try not to be emotionally inclined within this prison, especially because amongst criminals. I'm a son of many fathers. I'm here to give Father's Day's greetings to my fathers is in prison, like Mr. Nico, Mr. Mitchell, Mr. Murphy, Dabas. You all know yourselves, right? So happy Father's Day as well to myself.
All right, folks, there you have it. So that's greetings from the maximum security prison. If you're just waking up, if you're just joining us, you're listening to Dependency. That's just special time we're operating from till things go back to normal. And we are hooked up live on our Facebook page with Rise Maximum Radio, so you get to see the folks up there at Rise Maximum Radio. Before we wrap, we're going to give you a brief tour of Rise Maximum Radio, a virtual tour to see how they operate up there. So You can stay tuned for that. You can join us live on our Facebook page, and Dependency, or YouTube channel. We're going to take a break. And when we
Hello,
return,
my name is Marsha.
when we return, you're going to hear from Port of Spain Prison, Remand Prison, Women's Prison, and from the Youth Training Rehabilitation Center. So let's go to that break quickly. We'll be back.
You're listening to Eye on Dependency with Garth and Natasha. Reality radio at its best.
Stay at home. Stay away from people. You have been warned.
The worst forms of child labor include child sex trafficking, child prostitution, child pornography, child soldiering, trafficking of drugs, hazardous work and dangerous work. This applies to children who are under 18 years old. If you spot or suspect this is happening, make a report to the Counter-Trafficking Unit at 800-4288, or the Labor Inspectorate Unit at 299-0300, option 3. A message from the Ministry of Labour and the Counter-Trafficking Unit, Ministry of National Security.
Give mama phone.
What you doing taking them kind of pictures? I'll tell mommy.
And I'll tell her you invaded my privacy.
Privacy? When you send those pics, you lose.
Give mama phone.
What you doing taking them kind of pictures? I'll tell mommy.
And I'll tell her you invaded my privacy.
Privacy? When you send those pics, you lose all privacy. It's like setting up a billboard with your naked pics for the world to see.
Those pictures are for my boyfriend's eyes only, and he'll never do that to me.
Yes, he can, or one of his friends or family. Or someone can steal his phone. Sending naked pics can open you up to embarrassment for you, your family, and friends. You can be harassed by bullies. Your pics can be uploaded to websites and seen by everybody, even the wrong people. Sex offenders. It can also affect you getting a good job in the future. Once those pictures go out, you can never get them back.
Okay, I'll tell my boyfriend to delete them, and I'll delete these. I'm glad I have a smart little sister.
I'm still telling mommy.
For the Vision for Wings Foundation and the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service Inmates Debate Team.
Omega boys, how long may I see you, boy? Come give me a shake now, boy.
Boy, one to you, boy, like you are coughing or you coughing in my face, no mask, nothing on, one to you, boy. We used to greet with a hug and kiss. Suddenly, Corona stop all of this. We have to start to use we elbow whenever we bounce up someone we know. The epidemiologists and scientists class congregation as a great risk, but self-isolation with no events are still being met with stiff resistance. Social distance is necessary to protect yourself from everybody. You have to wear a mask on your face because you might come in contact with a case. Washing and sanitizing daily were recommended for your safety. COVID is evil, wicked, and mean, but cannot survive around good hygiene. Protect yourself. Mega say so.
Hello, my name is Marsha, and you're listening to Eye on Dependency with Garth and Natasha, Trinidad and Tobago. Don't you dare traffic drugs. It's not worth it.
Now this song is for our Father. We just want to tell you thank you, Daddy, for all that you have done. Thank you for always being there for us through the thick and through the thin. Thank you for always bringing us up whenever we may fall. We just want to say thank you. And this is our rendition for you.
For me, Daddy, went for a walk just the other day. with my daddy just beside of me. Since son, where you wanna be when you grow up? I don't wanna be no policeman, cause crime is getting out of hand. No lawyer, no fireman. So what you wanna be then? Just like you. Me never ever see you this time, mommy. Take care of me, you like you take care of me. That's who I wanna be. Just like you, yeah. So now if you don't know them, daddy think that me no mind and him take care of me. Daddy are the general. Bro, me must have long for me daddy. From the day me money always be there for me. Through the ups and downs, me know you always been around. So every day me show you love, not to me father stay alone. Daddy, let me tell you straight. There's no greater man I want to emulate. You declare to me that I was no mistake. Motivate and inspire me to be just like you. Me never ever see you this my mommy. Hug up and kiss and caress my mommy. That's who I wanna be. Just like you, yeah. So now if you don't know them, daddy thank God me no mind. And him take care of me. Daddy I'm a general. Yeah. The genius of body had done. For me a little youth, now me turn a big man. You ever teach me right, you know you never lead me wrong. Teach me how to love, respect and treat a good man, yeah. Daddy make me tell you straight. There's no greater man that want to emulate. You declare to me that I was no mistake. You motivate and inspire me to be great like you. Me never ever see you this my mommy. Take care of me, youth like you take care of me. That's who I wanna be. I wanna be like you, yeah. Now if you don't know them, daddy thank God me no mind and him take care of me. Daddy I'm a general. I could sing another song for you. Really sing from my heart, you know it's true. Daddy, I want my sons to grow up and be just like you. I wouldn't want it no other way. Yeah. Genius man must stand. From me a little youth and me done big man. You ever lead me right and you will never show me wrong. Teach me how to love, respect and keep a good woman, yeah.
Daddy make me tell you straight. There's no greater man I want to emulate. You declare to me that I was no mistake. You motivate and inspired me to be great. Yeah.
Genius man must stand. From me a little youth and me done big man. You ever teach me right and you will never show me wrong. Teach me how to love, respect and treat a good woman, yeah.
Daddy make me tell you straight. There's a greater man I want to emulate. You declare to me that I was no mistake. You motivate and inspired me to be great like you. Never ever see you diss my mommy. Hug up and squeeze and caress my mommy. That's who I wanna be. I wanna be like you, yeah. Now if you don't know them, daddy thank God me no mind and him take care of me. Daddy I'm a general.
And that was, sorry God, and that was the sound of musical vibration, and the band is consists of inmates, namely Curtis Lewis, we have Irvin Phillip, Alfonso Holder, Marvin Alexander, Kurt Wiseman, and Michael Mings, and that song, Just Like You.
And Ms. Torres, they were spearheaded by our very own Mr. Mitchell.
Yes, Officer Mitchell. He is the officer in charge of the band. And they write their own music. They do all of their arranging. You know, they are quite versatile.
That sounds really good. It really sounds nice. They did that recording at the radio station?
Actually, they did that in the band room.
Okay. Excellent.
The
Excellent.
radio, yeah. And I know it's a tearjerker, and we've been having a tearjerking moment this morning, Kat.
Okay.
I know you and, you know, for those who would just be joining us, we are having a simulcast with Iron Dependency and Rise Maximum Radio. This is our Father's Day program as we send out greetings from the inmates at the various prisons. And later on, the public would be allowed to call in their greetings. And God, are they able to send greetings via your Facebook page as well?
Of course they can. If they wish, you can send greetings to those in our prison system via our Facebook page, Our Independency, or on YouTube as well. So you can do that, and I'll be looking forward to giving them that giving the public that virtual tour too as well, Ms. Torres.
Yes.
Right.
So up next.
Yes.
So up next, we have the greetings from the inmates at the Port of Spain prison.
All right. So let's go to that.
My name is Aladdin Mohammed. Well, Father's Day is reminiscent of times gone by, times which away from family. It reflective of a happy time. Well, to the incarcerated fathers, I would respectfully recommend that they take this time to reflect on the negatives in their life and to embrace positive change. Embrace positive change while they are here, because all they have here is time to think. Okay, to my father, Mr. Ali Rahman Mohammed, he is 86 years old this year. I'm sending Father's Day greetings to him, the best father in the world, right? He's like a brother and friend to me. Happy Father's Day, Dad. Well, my dad, he likes wild meat. I don't know whether or not hunting season is open or closed, but somehow we could solicit some wild meat and I'll cook it for him.
My name is Jeffrey Guy. Well, it affected me very much because knowing that when I leave outside, my son was 6 months and 10 days old. Now he's 18 going on 19. My daughter was 8 going on 9. Now she's 26 going on 27. So it will cause some little effects in it. But God is good. And now I have God to replace absency. My advice to my children will be, there is no replacement for a father. Yes, mommy may play the role, but she cannot be the father because the father figure is always needed around, especially when there is a boy child, so that he can see what daddy is doing in a positive way, not a bad way. So I'll advise them, especially my son, if he become a father, be a father and not just a seed bearer. The only thing I'll change is being an early Christian. Not having that endeavor, you just live your life anyhow. But if one could turn back the hands of time, I'll give my life to God sooner than later. Because not having him in your life, it tends to do foolish things. But having him in your life, you have a direction. Well, I hope they have enough food on the table, first thing. Because being away from them for so long and going back to them because I'm going back out on July, and being there with my family. My father is not alive. Even though he was alive, he didn't play much in my life. And he's dead now. So I don't mean to be harsh, but then it comes like he's still not around. Because he was never around for me in growing up. So the absence, but with my children and my wife, I could still say that. And my mother, who is 88, she was playing the father role, but as I said earlier, still not the father. I'll spend as much time and as much joy with them because being here for 18 years cannot make up for lost time. So the time I'll have with them, it must be joyous time. What I learned is that a family that pray together, stay together. And not only my family, because becoming a child of God, you must look after other families also. My intention when I go is not only to spend much time with my family, I intend to spend a lot of that around men who are troubled, young men that need guidance. I've learned, so I want to impart what I've learned onto these young men, hoping that they do not end up in a place like this where they'll be taken away from loved ones, but not being harsh. Sometimes we need to be taken away so that we can learn, because sometimes we are like runaway trains. We just keep running, and not until we run off the track we are slowed down. So sometimes not coming here is a good, and not coming here is a bad. Well, I want to send out Father's Day greeting to every father, wherever they are, whoever they may be, especially those that take full responsibility of being a father. I myself would take now, well, I give up my time, not taking away. I give up my time from really being the father to be to my children. So for the rest of my life, I want to be that father to my children, my son and my daughter, and Dwelly and Kenisha. So I know they are happy to see Papa when he come out, because some red carpet will roll out, some music will be banging, and plenty food will be eating. Yeah, Papa coming out all young.
Nicholas Khan. Father's Day is more of a reflection through the year, basically, because every day is Father's Day, so it's just like a celebration that is acknowledging and showing love and support to the fathers. I never know my father. No, I just teach them and show them the experience. I would try to be as open as I could without really hiding anything from them. And just building, it's all about connection and communication and understanding. So I don't think I will have a problem growing up children. Well, actually, I had a connection with my niece. I feel like a father to her because she has always said she's rather talk to me than her mother. Guys, listen to her. Even if I know that I might say no, I'll wait until she finish talk, and then I'll give she my answer. So where girls is involved, I had a connection with her. But I was fathered by plenty of officers, Mr. Jared Wilson, Happy Father's Day. Just Happy Father's Day to all the fathers locked down in the jail. Freedom is a must. And my advice, don't know what they're going through, and I know they don't want to re-experience this, being away from the children, especially in these times, Father's Day, where the children go want the father, And not to say like, since COVID, we had a interaction with them, all the programs and prisoners, had the Father's Day in action. So, that's why I'm to reflect on that and appreciate family when I go back out at you and really have them in mind before making any wrong choice.
Well, my name is Ricardo Matthew. Well, the relationship between me and my father very complicated, but it's also great at the same time. Well, fathers, they mean to me that it have a lot of parents, such as mothers out there, that take the time and give their children enough attention and love. It have some fathers actually go beyond that and work hard towards their children just to make sure they're happy. Well, some of the advice I'll give to some of the fathers incarcerated is actually to be around their children, because some of them actually need the guidance and the protection and the care right now and the supervision. It have lots of children growing up without their father around and watching Prince Swanee and Med's boss and this entertainer and the entertainer with this gun and that gun, actually growing up, actually being fully done, so headless as they say. It done already actually improve, so it really have nothing to really go on. Actually, when we start to communicate and get to know each other better while I was incarcerated now. So what I go there is most just to behave myself and try to do better as a citizen in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, actually, that day gonna be actually fantastic because my father actually is a sports person, so majority of the time we just to sit down and drink a little 2 beers, watch some sports, and have a nice conversation. Well, okay, I like to big up majority of the fathers of the East, like Ryan Pitt, Henry Matthew, Roger Pitt, and to big up all of them because actually they are men with stepchildren, but how they're in their stepchildren life, actually they work towards making them happy, send them to school. So There are a lot of good fathers out there, just like to big up those certain.
My name is Tevin Mo. Well, Father's Day means a lot to me because, 4 years ago, I now start up the fatherhood thing because at the end of the day, I have a son, turned 4 years. So, it's an important thing to me because before I wasn't a father. Now that as a father, now I know the importance of being a father and a son. Although, I get incarcerated for a crime I do, I accept my responsibility at the end of the day and know it. I learn from mistakes. I know that I have a young son, counting on me to come out there and do the right thing. The relationship between me and my father is he was more of a supportive person financially. Other than physically being there, he couldn't really be there due to his job. So financially, he will mostly give me the support. But growing up, I didn't really have a person around me to say, like, be there for me through these times that I was going through, like teenagehood and all these things. Well, first of all, it'll be hard to finish it off because, seeing my son alone is bring tears to my eye because, you see yourself, son, you see yourself and thing. And, well, just being around family, because your mother just be like a father to you too when your father not there at the end of the day. Because when he had to work and she in your household, understand she just take up that mantle of being mommy and daddy while he not around. So, I would be really appreciated to actually be around them and see them, because it's a sentence I'm doing and being apart from them, it's hard. So I'll be in a very emotional state. For me, if I had that chance to, change something back in time, whereas learning from other people's mistakes, that's the route I shall take from watching people and learning from mistakes instead of going through the whole process to learn for myself. Understand? I can do something different by learning from people's mistakes and seeing what people are doing instead of going headfirst into it. I would like to send out my father greetings to all the fathers. And not just by having a child as a father, because at the end of the day, it have fathers who, at the end of the day, not a child, it's the fathers, but at the end of the day, they treat you like a son or a daughter. These are fathers as well, not biologically, but physically, emotionally, they are fathers as well too. So shout out to all the fathers, the stepfathers over there. Happy Father's Day to everybody.
All right. That was greetings from remand prison.
Port of Spain prison.
Port of Spain, sorry. Oh, we didn't touch remand yet. Lord. Okay, well then.
No, we haven't touched
Yeah, we have to match the gas then. All right, folks. So let's, if you're just joining us to listen to Independency, we hooked up virtually with Rise Maximum Radio at the Maximum Security Prison, and you are hearing greetings from different stations. Let's go straight to remand prison now as we get their greetings.
My name is Adi Mustafa Smith. Well, me and my dad, we have a quite awesome relationship pertaining to, like, we work together, we do certain contracts together, and due to the situation I'm in right now, he is kind of sad and disorientated right now. But I hope that he be proud of me and he hear this request, that I love him and I'm missing him very much. Well, me and my kids we quite have an awesome relationship because, well, we like to go and do plenty events outside, like go to the zoo, to the park, to the beach, and other functions. And also with their schoolwork, they are very close with me too. So I appreciate that, and I miss that a lot. Well, I give my kids strong advice pertaining to, like, make sure they learn the work and don't make the mistakes I make in life. I like pertaining to get mixed up with the law and etc. And I would like to send Father's Day greetings to my dad, David Brian Smith, from Belmont, and I wanted to let him know I love him and I miss him very much.
My name is Ilano Cyrus. Father Day to me is a day of recognition for fathers worldwide, And I mean really fathers, not people who just make kids, but people who see about the kids, look after the kids, and study where the kids' welfare is concerned with further in their life. So I think basically to me, what family Father's Day means to me is that they are a recognition of fathers on the whole. And we hope that the daddies stop become fathers. My relationship with my dad was strained because of things what I do in my life. You understand? But he came around at some point and recognizing where, the differences. So it's okay. My children, my kids, I have a good relationship with my kids, although sometimes it's strained because of where I is or because of what I do. My incarceration affect my bonding time with me and my kids at a great level. Because if you have the physical involvement, the lack of even able to do proper parenting, or sometimes even to have a proper conversations with your child. It affects my family in a great way because my family, especially my mom and thing, it affects her a great deal. Because this is the time where she really needs somebody to be around her and thing. And I is the closest person to be around her. You understand? My advice to my kids is continue at least where they're going. After thank God at least have proper children mothers who at least involved in their children life and enjoy with their children life and take what education is and family values and all those things. Because that is really important to me. Because I don't mirror my kids by me. I don't want them to be nothing like me. This is the reason why I have a little understanding with them when they're going through certain problems. Sometimes, as I say, from where I is, sometimes it'll be hard to even get across how you understand. So it puts a strain. When I get out of prison, I'm sure it will improve. Because physically, since I know myself with my kids, always been there, went to everything from scouts meeting to graduation to everything. Sometimes when I don't even want to go, I'm forced to go because, when you sit down and you study, there's a time for your child life is only once this thing will happen. So I wouldn't get a next chance to go through it again. And look, I'm glad I experienced some things with my kids because now I have no chance for years experiencing nothing for them. I saw my kids that time for Christmas. The mother struggling to pop a basketball ring what she bought, trying to connect everything. And she couldn't really do it. And she like, if you was here, you would be able to see about that. You understand? Or they're telling you, well, as a man, it's have a time when the children need their dad. You're not even wrong anymore. Because children go through phases just like all of us. You understand? They go through different phases mentally, physically. Especially if you have an adult and you can't explain to she about sex or boys or until they realize which part is they don't having sex and they don't having boys. And I don't, as a father, it's a frightening thing to me thinking that my daughter even having sex. I can't think about that. So she having grandchildren now and I just in a tomb with I feel them grandchildren come from heaven. Men ain't doing nothing at all. And so it's a kind of topsy-turvy thing. But when I get out, I feel it will improve because I don't face reality. Life goes on. And I think my kids really want me to come home. Sending out greetings to my mom, my dad, especially my mom too, because she's kind of like my dad too right now. My brothers, Derek, Declan, Dylan. Send out greetings to all of them because all of them is fathers too. And I hope that they never have to experience what I'm going through. Things might be hard. I wish everybody just hold for a little bit. Something will open up. Understand? Because that's how life is. Sometimes you're down and you feel like you can't make it. And then is where you start to make it. Because people that say God doesn't give you more than he could bear, but he does. Because some people kill themselves, some people kill people, some people turn to drugs, some people turn drinking, some people go mad. Well, let's put on them things to see how strong he is. Because sometimes you feel like can't go through, sometimes they'll kill you in the next couple of months, you're wondering, what really happened? Look how easy that was. So it does put on more than you could bear. We have to show we could bear it. You understand? So everybody were in prison, everybody were out there. I hope or they realizing that no matter what goes on, I feel God giving you, you could bear it. But you have to make up your mind to bear it and don't let it crack you.
All right, folks. Thank you very much, Natasha. Thanks a lot to you for putting this together. But on behalf of Fazal, Vijay Mohammed, Kenyatta King, Marlon Lee, Michael Lamory, and Shaka Simpri, we want to send greetings to their families to and apologize because we have to compact and keep things tight. If we stay with all of these, we run over time, and we can't run over time. We have the 12 o'clock news coming up, right, folks? So those of you folks at Arma, I hope you understand. We have to go straight to the women's prison now in the interest of time. So if you're just joining us, you're listening to Dependency, and we have a live simulcast with Rise Maximum Radio. They are on our Facebook page live. You can join us there, or on our YouTube channel. To our radio listeners, happy Father's Day to all of you. Natasha, who we have now?
Let's go to the women's prison.
Yes, so you're going to hear testimonies now from, you're going to hear greetings from the women's prison.
No, you're actually going to hear testimonies.
So Miss Charles and Miss Torres is on the other end, and they are running the show. They are running the controls up there at Rise Maximum Radio. Hi guys, you're still there, right?
Yes, we are.
Right, and you understand why we have to cut them short because of time, right?
Yes, we understand totally, God.
All right, okay, so let's go to women's prison now.
Well, first of all, my name is Alma David, and me and my father did not have a good relationship since I've been incarcerated for the past 3 years. However, I still have much love for him. I still love my father, and I still want to wish him a happy Father's Day, and I wish we can mend back our relationship when I come out of prison. Actually, it will be great, we will get together, cook some food, back to the old time days, bubble a pot, drink something, get everybody back together, as one. That will be nice, family oriented. So I'll be looking forward to that when I come out of here. Well, he always looking forward for gifts, and especially the Father's Day coming up. Don't forget his gift, and he does always, spots of his gifts. So if I bought like a perfume set, a jersey, a pants, he does be real excited just to wear it and say, how daddy looking, how I looking, So he loves gifts. So I always look up to that because he always, make himself look good, feel good about yourself, and always look good. I also want to say happy Father's Day to my brother-in-law, Len Jeffers. I will always like to say happy Father's Day to my uncle Alston. Also RIP. Even though you're not your uncle, I still love you a lot, and I appreciate everything that you taught me in life, and I learn a lot from it. Happy Father's Day also to the single mothers who is also fathers today, especially going out to April Mohan and all the single mothers in the WP right now, who is also representing as a father role in their kids' life.
My name is Melis Coutin. My relationship with my dad before incarceration was a very good relationship. We used to spend most of our times together until he passed away in 2016, and since 2016 I've been incarcerated, and my step uncle, which is really my uncle, he is there and he's supporting me. He's like a father figure to me. He always say never damn the bridge you cross, and always trust God and don't ever give up, and those are the things that keep me going. If I was to spend Father's Day with my uncle in year 2021 here, I would have had a good day, but it would have hurt me not knowing that my father is not around also to spend that time with me. Sending happy Father's Day to my grandfather, to my brother. Sending happy Father's Day to my uncle, especially. I love you, uncle, and thank you for being there for me since I've been incarcerated. Love you.
My name is Nakia Gantum. Before I get locked up, me and my dad was real good. Like anything I needed, I could call on him. He was like a mother to me. He had was to be, the both sides. And when I get locked up, it was kind of hard for him to, be there and whatnot. It was hurtful, for him to see his daughter locked up, but he would still try, to be there and whatnot. To get to spend 2021 with my daddy. That'd be good. That'd be real good. So, hug him up and, just I like to smell my daddy. So, I just like to hug him up and smell him and just, just let him tell me how it was outside. Just talk. My father coat is long robe for Maga goat. He would always tell me that. I would like to say Happy Father's Day to my daddy Nigel Small and Dido. He know himself. And everybody just enjoy the day. Happy Father's Day.
My name is Renee Mohammed. My relationship with my father was a very distant one. He didn't know how to communicate well and show his emotions, so that now made our relationship distant. At the age 7, my mom and him separated, so I didn't know him much after. And he recently left my life about 7 months ago, and it didn't hit me drastically because, as I said, I didn't have a relationship, so it's like somebody I barely knew. If he was alive and had that opportunity, I think I would have tried to break down his emotions and try to show him what love is, because I think that's where he lacked. He lacked emotion and he didn't know how to relate properly. So I would have tried to, give him that warm, bubbly feeling, probably make him breakfast, probably write him a poem, probably actually hug him. I never hugged or kissed my dad. So, things like that, that would walk in the park, where he would see that, hey, dads have a relationship with their kids to teach them how to ride a bike, these kind of things. I would rather send out a general Father's Day to every man who is in their child life or not in their child life and wish to be in their life because of certain circumstances. I didn't have that opportunity, so I would like that they take this opportunity knowing that life is short and you never know where you might end up. So now is the time.
Start country, clear, Frank. My relationship with my father gotten even much better. He have even spoiled me even more while being incarcerated. He installed me good values. So to obey instructions, especially his instructions. To continue putting God first, because he always say God first and then him after. He's the head of the home. So he instilled that in me, and that's what I keep here still. One thing that my father always told me is once a man, twice a child. If given the opportunity to spend Father's with my father, it will be a real nice bashment, cookout, a backyard line. Seriously. I would like to say Happy Father's Day to Lester Frank, to Mr. Cullen, to Mr. Panja, Mr. Claude, my brother Shem, my brother Mead, our school PO to Mr. Ayers.
All right, so that's the folks at the women's prison, Golden Grove Women's Prison, saying their greeting, and just if Shortman just put up the frame for the other one, I'll let you. We just say thank you to these folks. We'll skip this for a minute and go straight to, if we have time, we'll play it. We'll come back to it, right? But we just joining us. We are hooked up live with Rise Maximum Radio. We have Ms. Torres and Charles in studio, or should I say Officer Torres and Officer Charles in studio. With joining us this morning. So, folks, thank you very much for the hard work in putting together these greetings. And we now will give the, are you ready to give, the Youth Training and Rehabilitation Center. So, Joshua Cooper, Amar Bisoon, Antonio Vera, Jordan Macmillan, Louis Manuel. We say happy Father's Day to and greetings. And thank you very much for sending your greetings. As I said, once we have the time, we will come back to it. Right, so Natasha, what we have coming up now, folks, at RMR?
Well, we just want to preface the video featuring the studios and productions department of Rise Maximum Radio. We just had a couple slides to share with you to explain how RMR came about. We want to share the vision and mission, and then we have a few pictures on another slide that we want to show and talk through some of the genesis of RMR.
Right, and then this is where you'll get your virtual tour of the Rise Maximum Radio station. I want to say good morning to Mr. Jared Wilson, former Commissioner of Prisons, And thank you very much. Happy Father's Day to you, sir. And I know you father a lot of children in the prisons here as well. So I know you're listening and they're tugging at your heartstrings while you're listening. So good morning to you, and of course, Miss Chancellor Vision and Mission, and um, happy birthday to Miss Tamar Wheeler, who will be 80 years on Tuesday. So happy birthday to you, ma'am. And so now we go to the vision and mission of Rise Maximum Radio.
Yeah, so this is for your information, folks. This project of ours, we did. This is the vision and mission that we developed, and we hope that they are still, sticking to it and um, and trying to fulfill it. So the vision is in keeping with the tenets of restorative justice. We envision a high quality and content rich broadcast targeting the prison population of offenders and officers in Trinidad and Tobago. And the mission is to harness the power of radio to transform attitudes and behaviors of offenders and prepare them for successful reintegration into society. And the next slide, short man, if you put that up, is just some images that take us from the beginning to the on-air launch of RMR. It started with a breakfast meeting that we hosted in September of 2011, where we invited members of. So if we go from the top left, that's the breakfast meeting, at which we invited um, Phil Maguire and Andrew Wilkie of National Prison Radio from the UK to present the idea of prison radio to the Minister of Justice and other ministers and stakeholders, and including the British High Commission, who part funded that activity. And from that brilliant presentation, the Minister of Justice at the time, Herbert Volney, loved the idea. He said, let's do it. And we then set about providing a project proposal to the Ministry of Justice, which involved training, broadcast training for the inmates and officers. I believe it was 10 officers and 12 prisoners that were trained in broadcasting by the late Holly Thomas of the Announcers Broadcast Academy. So those two pictures was the introduction of the start of the training for the prisoners and officers. And there you have Holly Thomas and some of the group of RMR broadcasters at the top right. Then we proceeded to procure the station equipment, and we engaged a company called Radioactive Consulting, who provided all of the studio equipment, the production studio equipment, and other studio extras, and came down. The gentleman is called Max Grafe. He came down to Trinidad to help install the equipment and to do some training as well with the officers and prisoners on how to use the equipment and some techniques, radio techniques, radio drama, live broadcasting, that kind of thing. So that's the middle left. And middle right, that photograph with the former Commissioner of Prisons, Martin Martinez, with the graduates. So this was the graduation for the broadcasters, the now newly minted broadcasters at RMR. So that on bottom left, you'll see Miss Torres, I believe that is, standing at the microphone. This graduation ceremony was actually broadcast live on I-95. And this was at the graduation ceremony again.
Yeah, this was a prison training college.
Yes.
Yeah. And
the final two pictures were from the on-air launch of Rise Maximum Radio in September of 2012. And pictured there at bottom center is the former Minister of Justice, Herbert Volney, and the former British High Commissioner, Arthur Snell. And bottom right is an officer and prisoner working side by side.
No, I just think that was too.
No, that's Yeah, that's
Say.
two,
Well, there are two
Yeah, that's
former
yes, two
inmates.
former inmates, yes. Tuse
Okay.
and Nadia
Right.
Furan. Yeah.
At the controls.
Right. Ms. Torres, that's you in the black dress, right?
Yes, it is that.
Yes.
So-
I know, I
I just
recognize
want to
that.
make sure. I know. Well, I know you're corrected. That's if you were wrong. So yes. So that Ms. Torres giving a speech there at the graduation, and that was a really nice time.
Yes, it was.
Yes, Mr. Martino.
So we can go now to the video, which is produced by the RMR team. It's just a minute long, but it just gives you a glimpse into what the operations at Rise Maximum Radio, which is located at the Maximum Security Prison. So you can go to that video now.
RISE, Rise Maximum Radio. Maximum Radio. RMR Radio for Change.
Of the radio station Rise Maximum Radio. Here is you're back into the production and news department. One doing some electrical work there. Prison officer. Restoration.
That would be Miss Charles.
That's Miss Charles. Okay, so Chopman, you
Yes.
could show it again. Show the video again. So for those of you just joining us, you could see the operations of Rise Maximum Radio and what. Here we go again.
Rise Maximum Radio. Maximum Radio.
For the listening audience, what we just doing a tour of the prison radio station, brief tour. So this is the on-air studio that you're seeing now. That we're focusing on now. So you see Rise Maximum Radio, we're going to change, it's changing the attitude and ideas of the incarcerated ones. So that's what
RMR Radio for Change.
Side of the studio looks like, and this is not only for them alone, but for the ministers, especially the Ministry of Social Development, National Security, Security, and Ministry of Labor. Concerned officials here, ministers can be the biggest thing that get an interview, book an interview at the radio station, go and let the incarcerated ones know what is accessible to them when they leave prison or what their families are entitled to. So everyone can benefit, and I'm hoping that the Honorable Minister of National Security can pay a visit and sit with them and do an interview. I know he afraid that. I know he will do that, Mr. Hines. So looking forward to him visiting. Right, so we have some greetings now from and thank you all ladies very much, Ms. Charles, Ms. Torres, for that brief tour of inside the operations of
You're
the
welcome. Thank you, God.
Right. So I know you would remember Phil Maguire, Ms. Torres. So we have a greeting from
Yes, I
him.
do.
Right. So let's hear what Phil Maguire, he's National Prison Radio Chief Executive. Also, he received the Order of the British Empire for his work done in this field. So let's hear what Phil had to say to you all.
Radio by prisoners for prisoners.
Hello, this is a special greeting to all listeners of Rise Maximum Radio and Ion Dependency, and I'm delighted to be here for this really special Father's Day broadcast. My name's Phil Maguire, and I'm the Chief Executive of the UK's Prison Radio Association. We're the organisation that set up and run the world's first national radio station for people in prison. It's called National Prison Radio. And everybody involved in National Prison Radio, the 80,000 men, women and young people behind bars in this country, the whole team, we're all behind you. We hope that any of you who are fathers and any of you who've got fathers, take those best wishes and spread a little love around today. I'm the Chief Executive of the Prison Radio Association. It was almost 10 years ago that at the invitation of Garth and Natasha, the hosts of Eye on Dependency, I came to Port of Spain. I arrived in Trinidad and Tobago to the sunshine. And my job with Garth and Natasha was to try and convince the prison authorities that prison radio could work in Trinidad and Tobago.
National Prison Radio.
And they listened and they set up the station. And I'm hoping and I'm praying that Rise Maximum Radio is rising like a phoenix from the flames, and it's doing all the good it can do to support people in prison through their sentences, to give them the support and the information that they need to turn their backs on crime for good, and to provide a safer and fairer society for everybody, for the victims of crime, for everybody in society. Prison radio in the UK is a really important part of the criminal justice system. Our radio station broadcasts to every prisoner in the country. 99% of prisoners know about us. 89% of prisoners listen to our station for an average of more than 16 hours a week. We work in partnership with dozens and dozens of organisations who want to support people in prison and their families.
Your voice,
your music,
your station.
During the pandemic, life in prison in the UK has been incredibly difficult. Most prisoners have been locked away in their cells for more than 23 hours a day, and National Prison Radio has become an absolute lifeline. We broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We broadcast a mix of music and speech and information, and we try and inform, educate, entertain, and empower our audience. And we've been listening to our audience too. The more than 80,000 men, women, and young people who live in prison have been using the National Prison Radio free phone line to get in touch with us. And over the last 12 months, we've had nearly 40,000 messages from people inside. And that's been really important for the prison service. They've been listening too. And the information they've been getting from people inside prison has been helping them to support them better through this pandemic. Now, every single week, the Director General of the Prison Service comes on to National Prison Radio and directly answers questions from people inside. And prison radio is growing. It doesn't just exist in Trinidad and in the UK. We're now, through Prison Radio International, working with, collaborating with, supporting, learning from people in 15, 16, 17 countries around the world, running prison radio projects, developing content to support people in prison. So that's enough from me. Phil Maguire from the Prison Radio Association and National Prison Radio. Again, a very happy Father's Day to everybody listening to Rise Maximum Radio and who's listening to Eye on Dependency for this very, very special broadcast. Lots of love to Garth and Natasha and to all of the people listening to this. Take care.
NPR.
So that was Phil Maguire from National Prison Radio, and we were so glad that he accepted and agreed to send this greeting. We know that as being a part of this group of international prison radio producers, that this is just the start of a movement, a growing movement across the world to provide content for people who live in prison.
Right. So up next we have Vatika Nanda, and
The organization is called Tinka Tinka. She's
from India.
in India.
Yes.
And she has some words for us here in Trinidad and Tobago as well.
Good morning to you, Mr. Roy Frederick. Thank you very much for listening, and Beverly and all of the folks on our Facebook Live, and thank you very much for joining us. Let's go to Vatika from India.
Hello everyone, this is Vartika Nanda. I am based in New Delhi, in India. I am the founder of Tinka Tinka Foundation, a public charitable trust that works towards reformation and rehabilitation of inmates through journalistic, artistic, and literary growth. Since the inception of Tinka Tinka Foundation, we have traveled across prisons and have tried to bring a difference. Our first project started with Tihar Prison Complex, which is the largest prison complex in the entire South Asia. India has almost 1,400 prisons. Children are allowed to live with either of the parent in the jail till the age of 6. Though most of the children who happen to be in jail are accompanied with their mothers, but there have been instances when the father has also taken custody of a child. I happened to meet 2 such children in the state of Madhya Pradesh while I was working on Tinka Tinka, Madhya Pradesh. On Father's Day, I would really like to say that one can easily relate to the plight, confusion, and dilemma of a father who has lot of worries about the future of the child, whether the child is living in prison or outside the prison. Those who have never experienced prison life or have never met inmates who are passing through a difficult phase in their lives may not be able to understand what a father feels to be incarcerated. Today, on Father's Day, I would like to express hope and also convey heartfelt feelings for all those fathers who are behind the bars. I strongly believe that you will be able to provide motivation to your children to do best in their lives. I also hope that you will be able to pass on your learnings and your wisdom so that when your child grows up, he or she is more matured and is able to take responsibilities as a seasoned citizen. Since you have passed through a very turbulent time in your life, you are in a position to understand what life entails and how it is a mixed bag of different experiences. I wish that your children are able to absorb the lessons of life through you and they all make you proud one day when you are out of the prison. All the very best.
So that was Vartika Nanda from all the way from New Delhi, India, sending her message and greetings to everyone in prison in Trinidad, to all the fathers, and telling us a little bit about the prison system in India. 1,400 prisons, and the opportunity for children as well to be with their parents up to the age of 6. Very interesting. So I'm sure that's something we're going to explore in the future. And our final greeting comes from Eli Whitshafter of Uncuffed, which is a prison radio project, training project out of California, USA. It's very short, but let's hear now from Eli.
Hello, my name is Eli Wirtschafter. I'm in Los Angeles, California, and I lead a training program called Uncuffed. We teach people in prisons here in California how to make radio and podcasts. And working with incarcerated people and their families, I know how hard fathers work to stay connected to their children when one of them is in prison. And so I really hope that this Father's Day, you have ways of staying connected. Please stay hopeful and know that your love makes all the difference in the world. Happy Father's Day.
All right.
So that was Eli Whitshafter. And again, if you want to learn more about either any of these organizations, you can visit we are uncuffed.org for Uncuffed, tinkertinker.org for Tinker Tinker, and prisonradioassociation.org for National Prison Radio.
So, folks, this is where we have to, again, say thank you very much for joining us. If we may be able to squeeze in 2 or 3 calls quickly, if you're coming now at 622-3937. Ms. Torres, Ms. Charles, any closing words from you all?
Yes, God. I just want to say thank you once again to Iron Dependency, to our Commissioner of Prisons, Mr. Prince, Mr. Ramuta. Happy Father's Day to each and every one of them. To the Communications Department, all of the staff of Rise Maximum Radio, the officers as well as the inmates, and to everyone who has contributed toward making this a success this morning.
Yes, 622-3937. Shortman, when you're ready, you can play that other track after this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Dad.
Morning there.
Happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Natasha.
Good morning.
And all your guests there on the different radio stations. Blessings. God, and to all the incarcerated fathers, I say Happy Father's Day to all of them. And thank you all. This is a wonderful program. Thanks so much.
Okay, Anna, thank you very much. Shortman, play the other greeting we got from our mother.
Hi, good morning. Just want to say Happy Father's Day to my father, Noel Gao. Wishing him a happy Father's Day, and we love him very much from all his children. And just saying Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Have a blessed day. Thank you.
Right. That was a young lady sending greetings to her father. So, Ms. Torres and Ms. Charles, once again, thank you. We take another call, 622-3937. Let's see. We have some calls coming in for you all. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Beautiful program. Sorry, I didn't hear from the beginning. Because I was son in Raymond, yeah. So I didn't hear the Raymond. Huh? Hello?
Yes,
Go
we're
ahead,
here.
sir. We're hearing you.
I didn't hear the Raymond, yeah. Time and tune, it was late.
Okay.
You know? But you all have a wonderful program, beautiful program, nice to hear. You know, my observation is that in Kenya, when you are charged for a crime, you don't go to jail, you know. They put you straight in class. You go straight to school, you know. And there's another country in Africa. They don't just put you inside of there and have you lingering in prison. They teach you dancing and these sort of things. So that when they rehabilitate you, so that when you come out into society, you're a different citizen. Kenya, you go straight to school. Have a wonderful day, all the best. All the
Yes.
partners outside of
You
there.
too, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. 622-3937. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Well,
Good morning.
I'm trying to understand. Good morning. I'm trying to understand. Prison is supposed to really be a scary place for the would-be criminal or for the criminal. But all this restoration is a good word, but all this about, a prison, if I for want of another term, industry with various arms and dimensions, that doesn't sound like anything scary if I were to commit it.
Why should prison be scary, sir? Don't these folks who end up in prison have to come back to society? Why should it be scary?
Well, unfortunately, some of them do, but the fact of the matter is, whatever you would have done, and I'm speaking about more serious blue-collar crime,
Yeah.
it would be it is supposed to be a place of punishment. I mean, that's how you address.
All right, so thank you very much for your opinion.
Thanks.
Ms. Torres and Ms. Charles, I think you all better go. Thank you very much. Good folks, we love you all. Ms. Charles, Torres, thank you for coming out this morning and sitting with us.
You're
God bless
welcome.
you
You
all.
have a good day. Happy
Yes.
Father's Day to you, God.
And we'll talk this week. All right, take care.
Okay, we will.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye. Bye. Yes, because caller, I just sorry we didn't have more time that I could have
To
engaged you
explain
because
what
I don't
prison
want
is really for.
Yeah, I don't want the prison officials on when I'm saying this. You see the person who killed Terrence Mohammed while trying to get his gold chain, he's a crack addict. Now he's going away for life. You know why? Because people like you tend to think, even some magistrates, and I want to address the judiciary this morning, I know, but we run out of time. You see, I want all you to understand advocacy. And advocacy is generally a type of what you call an act of pleading or arguing in favor of something such as a cause, idea, policy, active support. You see, in Trinidad and Tobago here, advocacy is nuisance. Advocacy is talking we bad. Advocacy is trying to make we look bad, when generally is a type of problem solving designed to protect the personal and legal rights of individuals so that they can live a dignified existence. Many times advocacy exists. Now, the Innocence Project, if all you know about it, look it up. It would have never worked in Trinidad and Tobago here. But let me go back to this. The young man who killed the deputy mayor of San Fernando and the dance icon is a crack addict. We advocated for a drug treatment facility in the prison. It was set up. And for some reason, it was shut down. And it happened under the last administration. It was shut down and never reopened. We keep begging the judiciary here over and over to kill that revolving door that they have up at our nation's prisons, but they wouldn't listen. So as a result of that, the young man who was in and out of prison for petty crimes, housebreaking, larceny, because he's a crack addict, a magistrate kept sending him to prison.
And prison is nowhere for a crack addict to be.
Thank you very much. This is why we asked for the drug treatment facility to set up there. You know what? He came out this time hungry for crack again. Meet poor Terrence Mohammed. Beat Terrence Mohammed to take his stuff. Terrence Mohammed is now dead because of a crack addict who should have otherwise gone for treatment. And this is my problem with the way our judiciary treating with things. You know, Chief Justice, we supported you here many times. So we're not trying to make the judiciary look bad. But right after we did the program with the families on remand, you came up with an announcement, you stopped all cases. So as if to hit Natasha and I a backhand slap for being so fast and out of place to speak about the judiciary. We get a backhand slap and all cases stop. When cases around the world going on because they've been done virtually now. So now we have this revolving door. All I'm asking you all, please understand advocacy. It is not trying to make the judiciary look bad, because understand, prison officers' lives are in danger as well when you send people addicted to drugs around them. Prison officers' lives are in danger, Chief Justice, when you all keep sending people to prison and not even trying alternative sentencing, sir. Prison officers' lives are in danger once we keep filling up the prisons. And then when you say stop all cases, imagine the frustration going on in there, especially for those who have been in there for years and have not gone to court once. All we are asking you all is to have a heart, sir. Have a heart for your people. Right now, the judiciary keeping back Trinidad and Tobago from elevating to tier 2 to tier 1 on the trafficking in persons watch list. You know why? Because we have human traffickers who are arrested and charged, waiting to go to trial. Guyana is already tier 1 on the trafficking in persons watch list. Don't take my word for it. Check the tip report from 2017, 2018, 2019. Check it, the U.S. State Department tip report. You all keeping us back, sir. You all keeping back Trinidad and Tobago without due respect. Because once we could convict human traffickers who we have locked up in prison right now, Trinidad and Tobago will get to tier 1 on the trafficking in persons watch list.
Yeah, it really does not look good for the members of law enforcement who are arresting these people for the crimes that they've committed.
Yes.
Rescuing victims.
Yes.
But they can't convict the offenders.
So who's keeping back Trinidad and Tobago? Who making we look bad, sir, Chief Justice, really? Who making us look bad? We need to get to tier 1 on the trafficking in persons watch list. And the counter-trafficking unit and other agencies working their backsides off to arrest people for human trafficking, but we have them getting fat in prison. Come on. Let's help change the landscape of Trinidad and Tobago. Please, judiciary, I'm begging you all. Prison officers' lives continue to be in danger once we continue to send people addicted to any substance inside the prison. Let us look at, this is why we advocated for the drug treatment court, and you self-piloted the drug treatment court, Chief Justice. Why is not being used? That this young man had to be in and out of prison as a crack addict. Now he killed Terrence Mohammed. Now that's the end of his life. You all proud of that?
When it could have been prevented. His death, that untimely, unfortunate death could have been prevented had the judiciary done its job to manage his life, because clearly it was out of control as a result of being addicted to crack cocaine.
You cannot lock away an addiction. All you do is put it to sleep. And if he lock away for a year, when he returns to society, he has to use it. He has to feed that giant that he wake up for a year. All you understand addiction now. You all were in the Hilton. You all brought down Justice Kofi Barnes here. You all went up to Canada. You see the drug treatment court operate 4 days at the Hilton. You know how much money is that you all spent to educate magistrates and judges about drug treatment for courts? And yet we're not using them. So we only have 2 magistrates who understood it. Magistrate Diop, well, her young man, he's now a criminologist, the young man she saved. But then Justice Lisa Ramsume Hines, you know what that young man is, the life she saved now? He's a counselor at Piparo Empowerment Center. Instead of sending him back to prison, she sent him through the drug treatment court. He's a counselor today. Oh God, I just try not to be too passionate, but you all making us look bad. We're not making you look bad, judiciary. You all are making Trinidad and Tobago look bad, because it's human rights violations to have people in prison over the time that they're supposed to be there. And for the ones who want drugs, you keep sending them back to prison as if in spite. Well, I'm telling you all one time, you cannot lock away an addiction. And more people will end up being killed by addicts coming out of prison, because the crack cocaine they're selling now is not like long time. Believe what I'm telling you all. That's what probably saved me. When I was using cocaine, it was 99% chemical and 1%, 99% cocaine and 1% chemical. Now it's the other way around. So locking somebody up because they house breaking and larceny, you can send them to jail 100 times. They're going to come back out and thief the house. What is this about this you all don't understand, Chief Justice? You the one pilot to the drug treatment court. Folks, wish I could say more, but Natasha, we have to go. Thank you very much. We have the 12 o'clock news coming up.